How you guys doing tonight? Introspection and not self-love. So I'm going to be talking about how this self-love trending movement has been productive to a certain extent, but has been producing more people who are inflated, empty, walking around like they don't need people because self-love. They love themselves so much that they don't need no one. And it's okay in a situation where you have hit rock bottom, whatever circumstance or situation you went through, that it's so painful, right? And that little spark of self love will bring you back to your feet, right? But then you want to use that same strategy to walk among people in this world, and sometimes that's not the right perspective or the natural approach to that. Why am I saying this? We need people. This is something I learned not the hard way, but with raw observation. We will always need people, and there's no weakness on that. I want to explain the difference between needing people in your life because this is how this planet is designed. You're not alone, right? There's more people around you, regardless how lonely or isolated you want to feel or be. So when I see, when I want to touch the introspection and not self love, introspection will give you that awareness that you not only need, but that you want, right? That introspection, this is where there's no emotions connected. There's no emotional roller coaster like self love. I'm just going to love myself so much that I don't need the world. That's a lie. That's a lie, and I can debunk anybody, not anybody, but any philosophy that wants to teach that you don't need nobody. It's very different to be self uh, reliant, self sufficient, but that has nothing to do with self love. Okay, you just you're a person who's disciplined to do things on your own, but at the same time, there is a time that you have to be able to be with people. Okay, this self-love trending movement has created more depression and more fake people than anything in the world, right? And to be honest, I love my baby mama, but it was this before meeting her. So on this dating apps, right, all these women, most of them, uh they're like self-love, like in their profile, how they describe themselves. They have a list like for Santa Claus, like a kid, of what they are expecting from a partner from the opposite sex. And that's ridiculous, right? If you really proclaiming self-love, then you don't need a big list about how do you want that person to be. So introspection, what I've learned in my time incarcerated and outside incarcerated, introspection is when you allow yourself, okay, you allow yourself to step back, step out of the crowd and check everything from thoughts, actions, belief systems, mm, anything that comes to mind without feeling emotional. Okay, that's the power of introspection. That you have an approach with yourself in a neutral way. Okay, so at the end of the day, how you guys, Johnny, Malika, good? Hey, what's up? Thank you, Johnny. And so I want you guys to understand that introspection should be a habit, a wonderful habit that we should embrace on a daily basis. Okay. Because this is the time that we are allowing ourselves to check. Okay. What are we receiving from our higher self, from your higher self? So we'll be capable and we will be empowered to give now. Okay. I will disagree all the time with this self love. Okay. Love yourself. Love yourself. Okay. I have children. I have kids who are 18 years, not 17 years old. That's my oldest kid right now. And I have more kids. Okay. Can you imagine that scenario in your mind? Imagine this scenario, like your sons, your children asking you, Dad, you know, what are we here for? Mom, what is this planet about? What is life about? Oh, self love. You just have to love yourself. No, it's just ridiculous. You're not going to go nowhere. You want to teach your children, you want to teach yourself that everything that you want to give to the world first has to be analyzed inward. Okay. There's nothing wrong for stepping out of a group, for stepping out from your family, including your wife, your children. You need to do this. Okay. They might get mad, they might get upset, but this is like going to a well. You have to pull away and get that water, pull it up. Okay. So you can take it back home. Okay. So everybody can be taken care of. Okay. All this self love has destroyed so many psychics, in my opinion, because these people claim that I don't need nobody. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You will always need somebody. But that's still, what's the catch? There's a catch. It's different from being needy. Okay. You need people in your life. It's different from being needy. Okay. What's the difference? When you acknowledge and accept that you will always need people in your life, it's not something weak or strong. It's just nature. It's the nature of things. Okay? It's the nature of things. A tree gives fruit because inside in its own nature knows that somebody's going to pick up that fruit and eat it. Okay? It's the same with humans. We will always need people. Now you're going to tell me, Alex, but I don't need this person all the time. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Yes, I'm not saying that you will always need that specific person all the time. No, I'm just in general, you will always need people. I don't care if you want to move to another country, to another continent, even to another planet. Okay. There's going to be someone there. And you have to be willing to embrace and confront and get to know these people, this person. Okay. So this is why I don't believe in self love. I think it's more destructive than productive, just because the simple fact that it just inflates people to think that they don't need nobody, and you can see it. You can see it right away. Oh, my self love, and the more they say it, the less I believe them. It's just honestly right. Introspection, it's very quick. It's very natural. There's no struggle. You're not struggling with nothing. You just telling yourself it's time for me. It's time for me. I want to see myself. Okay. How am I doing? How am I going to do this day? Okay. Introspection, man. I'm going to tell you guys, it will level you up to another level that you might think I was underestimated for some reason. And it's cool. We all have our flaws. Sometimes we have our mind so foggy that I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. And until you realize that the priority in this life will always be you, you know, will always be you, you know. Introspection will give you laughs, smiles that nobody else can give it to you because it comes from you, you know. You will be asking questions very sometimes weird, awkward, but within yourself, right? hmm And this is where like introspection it comes with the family of talking to yourself. But that will be for another video from another day. So right now, I just want to focus on introspection and the deception and of self love. Love yourself, and you don't need nobody. And I don't want you guys to live a life where, like, in back of your head, down deep, that I do need people around me. You know, and all these people, because I've met every time on a daily basis. Man, I don't like people. That's why I bought a dog, a cat. I have pets. Yes, I agree. Thank you for your support, guys. Yeah, what's up? All right. So, yeah, introspection has, I don't even gonna use the word help me. It has empowered me with so much knowledge that I didn't know was there in the first place. I didn't know it was there. You know, and yeah, this love yourself, it becomes kind of like an excuse and mechanism to cope with painful traumas in your past, right? Because you were hurt, you were broken by this person, by these people, that I want to love myself so much that I don't have to deal with humanity. No, no, you haven't healed. Okay. And it's okay. This is not a race. This is not okay. First place, second place, third place. This is not a race. You know, this is a journey that you have to live moment by moment. Okay. Introspection is going to give you that ecstasy, that natural ecstasy that you need, this new spectacles, you know, that you're going to see the world in with different eyes, right? Not everything is loss, okay? And not everything should be gain either, okay? You just approach the day, the situation with so much authority, okay? Because remember, authority comes from the word author, because you always the author of your day. That's why introspection makes you stop for a moment and say, what are you going to write today on this page? Hmm? You can even take it further, like what was written, what was written on the last page yesterday. Okay. Oh, okay, this is what happened. Okay. So what's going to be the new chapter, the new page for today? Okay, write it down. Okay. Introspection gives you this glow that kind of makes you look like, man, this guy is just confident. It looks like he has his stuff together, in other words, his shit together. And it doesn't mean that you're still gonna be confronted by challenges. Who doesn't? Okay, who doesn't? But just by having introspection on a daily basis, you're ready for it. Okay, you already prepare yourself that anything can happen during the day, and it's okay. It's okay. Okay, and when you're not used to this habit of introspection, you tend to listen to anything that comes around, anything in the radio, uh, overhead conversation. You tend to fall into what people are saying. And that doesn't mean you cannot listen, but that means that after your introspection, you're already solid within yourself. You already have the gear. You're geared up. Okay. You're ready to move forward and to make your moves during the day. All right. And yeah, of course, we all have leisure time, to chit chat a little bit, say hi to friends. Like I said, introspection is not about self love. It's not about being isolated from other people. It's not, So that's why I never related to this self love. I never. I think those people who promote that, they are still hurt down deep, and it's okay. Okay. I'm not blaming you, judging you, but we all been crushed before, right? And like I said in the beginning of the video, self love can be that little push, that little pull up that will get you, when you hit rock bottom. Okay, let me show myself some love. Okay, boom. But then you're on your feet again, and then okay, my self love, okay, it worked, but now you're ready for the next phase. You're ready for the next level. Okay, and like I said, introspection will give you that awareness that you need. Okay, and your family will notice. Like I said, they might be mad. Uh, you were late. You didn't call me. Okay, that you were gonna come in late. But at the same time, this is your business. Okay, this is not because mind your own business, don't be nosy. No, not in that way. But this is like my responsibility. I'm accountable for this. Introspection is non-negotiable. I cannot negotiate that. I need to pull myself out and check how am I doing in everything. Everything. I don't know, whatever comes through you at that time, embrace it, right? Don't be afraid of it. Face it, you know, because that's the only time you have leverage. That's the word. You have leverage over any so-called negative situation if it appears. Okay, you already have leverage because now you're aware. If something goes sideways, you just know how to slide it back, right? And yeah, guys, I appreciate all this support. You know, thank you, and I will be making more videos about this kind of stuff because I think it has helped me amazing to me. It has. Hi, how you doing? Layer A. Okay, it's a lot of letters and names. But yeah. So, hey, I'm new. Okay, thank you for supporting my channel. So, yeah. So I'm Alex, and you will always hear me talk about how to be the best, what in whatever you are. Okay, I don't promote to follow me. I don't promote to follow nobody. You need to follow yourself, big dogs. That's my message. That's my motto. Okay. I don't care if I never make it big because I don't have enough followers. That's not the point. That's not the point. I know how this ripple effect affects the collective at the end of the day. Okay. And I'm just tired, man. I don't know if you guys. Hey, I'm new. Hey, okay, I read that. What did you talk about? Okay, introspection. It's better than self love. Okay, to recap, self love is like I don't need nobody. I just need myself. That's a lie. I can agree to a certain extent. You can love yourself so much that you don't need nobody, but eventually you will need somebody. You need people. All right, at the end of the day. But okay, okay. Thank you. So yes, I I have a saying. So when I was in federal prison, you really meet a lot of people with negative stuff, man, and it gets out of hand. And I'm not gonna talk about it in this video, but sometimes as a man, you have to step in, right? You have to let them know your boundary. Okay, you have to use that animal brain side of yours. Okay, not dominate you, but you have to show it though. Okay, you have to show it as a man. And so uh my baby mama she laughs at me when I say like anytime that you're with me and if your day is not better than yesterday, you can leave me. You can leave me for another guy. I don't care. You know, I deserve it. She's still here. You know, and I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, she gets mad sometimes because, like I said, I have to spend some time alone. I need to check what am I doing? Okay, a little refresh of who I am. Okay, did I go lost yesterday? Okay, how am I gonna do today? So introspection, it's fundamental. All right, get it? It's fund, for the mental. Yeah. So yes, I do believe that if you're not making somebody better, then you're just not living properly in whatever way. Everybody has their own talents, sports, academic, education, vocation, jobs, careers, anything. It doesn't matter which one. It's just very broad. Okay. But I tell myself in my introspection, if I don't inspire somebody to be better today, my introspection failed. And whenever I have to go to introspection again, I need to check on that. Okay. This is how you check yourself on a daily basis or every time you want to have introspection. Okay. Because self love, self love, oh, I love myself. I don't need nobody to love me. BS. That's garbage. Mm? It feels awesome. It feels beautiful. It feels that you are alive when somebody loves you. Okay. Stop believing this garbage that you just love yourself only. No, it doesn't work that way. We are built to connect with people to a certain level. Every people is different. Not every encounter has to be sexually, okay? Not every encounter has to be platonic either. And not any encounter has to be either of those. It can be just as friendship. Two, three, five warriors met. They're talking about their stories, okay? And this is the beautiful part. This is the beautiful part that it feels good when people love you, okay? And one thing I want you guys to remember, and don't forget, because it will bite you, it will get you in the long run. When everybody shows you love, the only thing you need to do is one word: reciprocate. Mm? Reciprocate. Okay. Sometimes I've met people who tell me that I can not be around people, you know, and they remind me when I was locked up, and I was like that too the first 2 years, because this I didn't learn this right away, you know. I was just trying to be in my cell. I was trying to be just right here. That just makes you weak because now you're just vulnerable because you are disconnected. Because at the end of the day, introspection doesn't mean you have to be alone for fucking excuse my language for days and years alone. No, no, no. Okay, everybody's different. I'm not gonna put a time frame, but every introspection for everybody will be different. There's no time frame. Okay, because at the end of the day, when you're talking to yourself and you're feeling this ecstasy, you're feeling this flow. That's what it is. This flow coming through you. You don't want to stop. You want to keep going because you're being filled. You're getting filled up, right? You're receiving all this. Okay, so I cannot put a time frame. No, but yes, I do believe that we all need people. Okay, probably you don't need the same people I need. That's for sure. That's a fact. I probably don't need the people you need, and that's okay. We don't have to need the same people. Mm. But what's the catch? Another catch is to be needy. So to be needy, it's just the result of not having introspection. That's what it is. You feel needy because you just want to be filled through other people's energy. Okay? It's not evil or bad. It's just bad for the person who's being needy. Okay? And like I said, don't hesitate and don't let people put you down because oh you need people. You just acting kind or you just acting kind. No. When you do introspection, you know when people cross that boundary and you know when to step out and when to walk away. Okay? But it's very nice, just like my grandpa told me. One of the things, grandson, that I learned in life is that you have to give people rope. I know, like, you have to give people rope. Like, yeah, so they can hang themselves. Like, oh, God, how is that? Like, explain it a little bit, right? He said, I cannot explain it, but I can illustrate it for you. I never forget. Okay, cool. So, what does that mean? Is that you give people rope because they think they're using you, or they think like, oh, I got them, right? And you notice this in a split of a second. You sensed it, you smelled it, because why? Because introspection gives you that power to recognize manipulation from other people. This is what they don't understand. Sometimes we don't understand that introspection gives you that shield to protect yourself, okay? And it suits you with the best technology, with the best antenna, mm, to detect when something is not gonna be right. And you don't have to jump right away. That's the best part. Mm. You're not acting out because you feel good with yourself and you know that that person, that kind of people already crossed the line. So you are ready to step out. Okay. And guess what? When they see you walk away, when they see you, that you confronted them and you told them, look, man, this is what happened. I don't appreciate that. From now on, this and this. You will see their face with great sadness because they thought they were smart. They thought they were slick. They thought they knew their stuff. How can you know your stuff if you don't do introspection? Never, ever. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. Mm-mm. Introspection will give you the same power that any Marvel villain, not villain, superheroes have. You know, they kind of know stuff. Have you met people that just know stuff, including yourself? Don't you just know stuff? When you just meet somebody and you're just scared, like, am I judging? Am I judging something? No, no, because you have practice introspection and you get to see the facade of people, the masks. You get to see this is a facade. This is not real. Without getting angry, without getting all wrapped up and jumping around and screaming and calling people out. No, no. It's something very smooth and natural, but it only comes with introspection, guys. And I'm listening. Prison, yeah, I did time. I did 9 years in federal prison, and I learned my lesson and paid my debt to society. Now I'm contributing to the world, and I have a beautiful family, and it pays off. It pays off, and yeah. So that's part of my chapter of the book, right? And but we're here, guys. And yep. Do you have kids? I do have kids. I do have kids. I have one, two, three. I have five. Hmm. And so yeah, interesting, man. Okay, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up with this, and thank you guys for your support. God bless you guys, and take care.